Left here, but hey, 3, 2, 1 in pills. Are these players going to see that unicorn seed, or are we going to expect to see that level 8 hot mess that we've seen quite often with a lot of these players and their seeds? But like in Larva's board, it has a little bit of a flatness, and I do like the flatter top lines on the board here. Inphlox with a little bit of a staircase, but immediately going to town, dropping everything down, keeping everything minimized on the side here. Ooh, Inphlox is hoping for that double red, and here it comes.
Yeah, you mentioned the flatness of her board, but she does have that hole in column 2 that will lead to drop time if you have any hanging chads over there. But oh, and a probably a mistuck there on Larva's side, but she's going to just try and maneuver around that. She does have the capability of getting those reds from underneath, so that's not too much of an issue on her end. Influx now coming down to the last 9 viruses, making a nice tuck there, but the blue is just going to drop out of the way, and he's going to not need it now.
Yeah, and as you say, that Larva did have that garbage over on fourth column, now drops it all down as she had an opening to take those 2 red viruses out with the 2 red pill halves here, and that's exactly what she's done. 1 to 2 6 as Influx getting out a scorching 114, going into his level 7. Influx definitely bringing the heat and bringing that magic.
I did want to mention, I do like Larva's priority here. She noticed that she had more red than the yellow that she needed and chose to prioritize that. Did really well out at a 134, which is also a great time. So feeling it, bobbing the head. Let's go into this level 7.
Yeah, fantastic correction over on Larva's side. I do like how she is prioritizing the yellows and blues over in that 7th and 8th column here. Is going to drop it all down and has everything nice and ready over on Larva's side. Although we take a look over Influx, Endgame seems to be pretty devoid of any sort of garbage, but Larva has almost combos
Oh,
just
look.
on her board. Look at that.
Look at she is setting up for this tea. She sniffs him out. She's mentioned it to me that the tea is her move. She loves it, and when she gets it, I'm sure that's a huge boost right there. And it did take out a lot of viruses with it. So, but yeah, Influx just dropping this down, left a little blue on the top, but he's taking it down out at a 127. That's blazing.
Scorching time. That's definitely an uphill battle for Larva, but Larva really just turning things on when it comes to this level 7 here. Really squeaky clean end game for her. Looking for that blue horizontal. She is going to drop it all down. Going to take that blue over to the side. Make sure that she has a place where all of the pill halves is Larva. 6 viruses remain and just looking to destroy the blues and reds on her side to get into her level 8. But as we take a look over Influx down to his final 18 viruses. Fantastic work so far by Influx.
Yeah, and Larva joining at a 308. So again, a little bit behind our par that we look for, that 3 minute mark, but a fantastic time. And she's just going up against Influx, which he's putting in the work here and showing what he can do, saving this double yellow for this clear, beautiful L by Influx.
Yeah, and Influx is definitely one of those players where if you take a look, you look and you say, gosh, that's a greedy setup. But it's not really the greed so much that comes up. Influx is just one of the most patient players, and his patience absolutely comes to fruition as we've seen here. He's going to be out when with his play, he's going to be out with just one more red with a sub 4, barring any sort of RNG disasters here. No, it is going to get provided at a 352. The patience really paying off for Influx. He's firmly in the driver's seat here, Betty.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic play by Influx. I mean, this is what we call PB strats. If he, continues at this pace, we might even see our first sub, 5 because we haven't gotten that yet. But, you know, these players are just elevating the game month after month, and it just shows in both of these players playing right now.
Just absolutely putting on a clinic, and yes, pun intended. That's for all y'all at home there. But we take a look over here. Larva looking like, oh, I like how she placed that blue on the side. Although she did have blue at the top, I think she's signaling that she wants to clear out those blues horizontally, looking to sniff
Hmm.
out those 2 for the price of 1 pills is Larva, and now she has opened it up. So any sort of blue coming her way will absolutely destroy that. And here
Beautiful.
she comes to do that. Very nicely done.
Hmm. And Influx keeping a very even board, which really does help with tearing down the board quickly with small combos and quick plays, as he's showing on his side. Did not meet that sub 5. It's still going to be elusive for a little bit, but he is going to be out of here in no time with just 12 viruses remaining.
An excellent T over on Inflox's side. I didn't even see that set up until everything just magically disappeared. Blinking to miss it, and you see Influx being a magician with those combos. Larva out at 530, not getting lapped, but definitely Influx's game. As unless there's some sort of a critical disaster happens on its way, but definitely this is Influx's game.
And a lightning bolt. We love to see it. So calling out those moves and those patterns that you just need to see in order to get quick at this game. Out at a 544, amazing speed on Influx's side. But yeah, both players played an amazing round so far.
Amazing work here, and really just really fantastic vision and fantastic foresight from both Influx and Larva, and that's exactly what we expect to see with a lot of these players, not even just in gold, but also in silver as well. The level and talent has just been elevated to new heights, as you said before. We're going to be waiting for readies for both Larva and Influx. We have a ready from Larva.
Yeah, and speaking of just elevating our playing to new levels, if you haven't gone out and just looked at the stats of our quals, year on year, month on month, thanks, shout out to Floyd and DM Hero for putting those stats together and getting that website working. It's amazing to watch just the progression of everybody. Go back to the original qual and see some of our top level players who just barely got into 14. So this is just insane, and we're gonna just keep on doing it. We're starting 3, 2, 1, and go.
And an excellent opening over on Larva's side. Ooh, that horizontal, very nicely done. It's going to make it where if she is unable to get the pills in the place where she needs to, she has a place for it there. 16 to 24 as Larva really going on a rampage with this level 6 here. Excellently done. This dropping combos, dropping twos, dropping triples is Larva. 10 to 20 as Influx looking for that either a double red or a blue red, blue red.
Mm-hmm. And takes down a wonderful combo with it once he got the pills he needed. But Larva is still in the lead here, just needing a few more reds and blues. But everything has its place, no trash to speak of. So this is a really clean play for Larva right now.
Yeah, excellently done. And she's going to get out with a really
Wow.
105. She can't even believe she's flabbergasted by that level of play she just did for that level 6. Just excellently played by her.
Believe it, girl, you got it. But yes, out first, and but we are seeing a little bit of a time discrepancy on the clocks, so we will be going based on what the clocks say, not
Ooh.
based on who finishes first. Yes.
Big T over on Larva's side here. That she was hoping for that blues coming into the next pill box, and that's exactly what the doctor provided to really just open the board up. Influx out at a 135, which is not a bad pace out of a level 6 here, but Larva really firmly in the driver's seat as her board's sloping a little bit to the left, but she has plays and the color diversity is there if the doctor can provide those reds and blues in a timely fashion.
Oh, I like that play where she placed those two yellows there in order to limit the drop time that she was going to be getting. And look at this, a drop clear. She she knows where she wants these pills and she is putting it right there. But Influx is surging back here, now just 10 viruses away from Larva.
Yeah, looking for some reds and blues. Is going to go ahead and drop and clear. No, not going to clear that down. I think that's all right. We can take a look and see into pills here. Looking for some blues and reds to fire it up here. I like this red. She is going to drill it down and looking for just blues to advance the board. That double blue is exactly what she needed.
Hmm. And out again at a sub 3. So continuing this surge that Larva is getting and continuing the lead that she has so far. Oh, I don't know. Influx did break a little bit of a combo there. And we'll see what he does with that yellow and what he's waiting for there, but needs a ton of red help on that side.
Okay, yeah, I see it there. Yeah, I think he had a couple of early clears that kind of, as you said, broke the combo a little bit earlier here. Now looking for that blue out at a 312 into his level 8, but Larva just ripping and roaring this level 6 and 7, and also doing the same thing with her level 8 here. This is fantastic work over on Larva. That double blue is going to add some color diversity on her top line, and it is an 18 to 33 game, still in favor of Larva, who's been in an unrelenting tear this game too.
I love this, and making that red be a platform in order to take a horizontal red, not trying to like the doc knows she does not need red at this point, but she is making use of every single pill that she's getting. And look at this, clearing that, allowing now access to more red. She knew that's what she needed and made it happen. This is fantastic playing.
And it's worth noting that when Larva had that blue yellow, she strategically placed that blue yellow. I think it was in that fifth and sixth column instead of that rightmost column. And I might have been mixing it up and might have been reversed, but basically allowed for her to make sure that she didn't have any sort of dependencies to their board. But Larva really torching through with this level out at a 419 going into level 9 here. Again, firmly in her driver's seat and has just been tearing through this level to try and force a decider.
Yeah, I don't quite know about standing up that blue. She had some possibilities for horizontal, which would have helped. But again, she has the time to kind of play this at her speed and at her pace because Influx is trying to get these last three viruses in 8 still. So she is firmly in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, a little bit spired in that third and fourth column. That red yellow is going to help to flatten her board down. But as we take a look over Influx out at a 458, 459. Definitely not the pace that we're used to seeing with a player of a caliber such as Influx. It's definitely an RNG
Look at
related issue.
this.
But wow, look at this combo from Larva. Huge
Wow.
combo.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh, I just can't tear my eyes away. It's she's putting in great things over there. But on Influx's side, probably dropping these blues. Not typical to see a lot of drop time on Influx's side, but that was the move to make, I believe. And so now just looking for that blue for horizontal in column 6. Um, maybe probably looking for a double blue, and as we always like to say, double blue is the hardest to find just by fractions of it. So well, he might be waiting a while.
And this may be the hottest time that Larva has ever produced because she is down to her final 5 viruses, now down to 4. That blue-red, exactly what she needs. Very clean end game. A red and yellow, if it comes this way, is going to destroy the board and make sure that she is able to go into that there. Double yellow, not what she needs. She just needs some reds. This is definitely Larva's game, and she knows it.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Influx is now working with all red board. Like he was just done. He's like done.
He looked over, he's like, yep, Larva definitely beat me, GG's. He knows it. But Larva absolutely speechless, stunned with that level of play she put on here. That's exactly the sort of play we want to see here. Forcing deciders, players playing just lights out Dr. Mario, and we're all laughs, we're all smiles here. And in the booth, we are definitely grinning from ear to ear with the plays these players are doing. Fantastic work.
That is way better than average, and it is not quite her best. I believe she had a 631 against Adelito, so just a little bit later than her best time or best time already.
Just excellently done here, and these players are going to be getting ready here, shaking those nerves out, taking breaths to kind of get rid of any sort of unwaveringness that will go into this game 3. We have a decider, folks. The Crows are happy, and the players are not the players, but the crowd is happy.
I've been wanting to do that since we came up with it. I wanted to commentate.
commentate as we get into
Oh
on
my
game 3. Yes. All right, Larva out the gates first as we see that. And Larva with just only one red virus here. She's going to have to be strategic. Oh, but this red, okay, yellow red, that's going to end that red blitz over on the side as Inphlox with a big chasm on his second, third, and fourth column here. He's going to have to excavate to really be smart with the plays here. That's going to spell a lot of drop time on Inphlox's side.
Mm-hmm. And I see what Larva's trying to do with this yellow in column 4. Decides to not go ahead and underclear that, which was probably a good play. She might have been waiting a while to get that double yellow, but continuing to break this down, now needs a lot of blue help from the doctor.
Ooh, big combos from both these players here as these players are ripping with their creativity to drop it down. It is 8-10. It's slight virus advantage and slight timer advantage over on Inphlox's side. Who, oh, look at that combo! This is definitely those moments where it's just like 3D, 4D vision over on Inphlox's side. Drop fat log. Amazing work from Inphlox.
Mm-hmm. A nice off-kilter fat log from Larva. Just needing some red help and not getting it, but still just working on this blue. Decides to go over and start working on the red over there. Good play to try and uncover all of the pills that she has so she can work with everything that the doc is giving her. So just needing a red and a blue, or maybe just this red. And she will be joining Inphlox a little bit behind, but 145 into level 7.
145 into level 7's Inphlox again, gifted with a chasm in the middle of his board. That seems to be kind of an interesting board development. You're going to have to take a look and see if it was just generated that way at the level or if it's just per the amount of clearing that Inphlox has been doing here. We take a look over on Larva's side, who also has a little bit of a chasm in the center of the board here. Both players are going to have some excavation to drop it all down. Yellow's at the very bottom of Larva's side, whereas blues are kind of also at the bottom over on Inphlox's side. 14-18 as these players are making their way with their level 7,
Look at
Betty.
this. Look at this. Just
Ooh.
like Influx, I could see it happening, and I was like, "Gosh, I can't wait!" And then it happened, and it was beautiful, and just everything in its right place. Like I have told Influx in the past, like you just make things happen with these pills, and it's just amazing to watch him play. And he is putting this in drop clear out at a 246, so back to the time that won him that first crown.
246, excellent plays there. A bunch of red over on Inphlox's side, hoping for some red, double reds over on the side to make work of that, or perhaps any sort of red pills with some other stuff as well. Looking over at Larva's side, just a bunch of blues and all these yellows and reds over on her side. Not what she wants to see as she is in her end game. 3 viruses remain over on Larva's side as Inphlox really going to town and torching this level 8. 23 viruses, 20 now 22 over on Inphlox's side.
Yeah, and larva maneuvering some pills, but not necessarily something that was needed, but does take time when you don't want to block potential outs. So, gosh, but Influx just roaring at this level 8. He is down to almost single digits at this point.
Playing a little bit of a split board now has destroyed the virus over on the top portion of the board is Inphlox. So he's going to have everything a little bit more centered with his clear source. So he's not playing 2 separate boards. Okay. I like what he's doing with that to de-sandwich the yellows to try and take those reds out in an 8th column. Kind of a 2 for the price of 1 play is Inphlox, hoping for some reds and blues as Larva with some clears over on her side. Now Inphlox looking for that. Takes that blue out horizontally, and 1 more red will separate him into his level 9 out at a 423 into his final level.
And larva working with a little bit of garbage. I don't know how that was produced right there, but she is trying to maneuver around it. Doesn't have access to much, but these blues. I like the horizontal setup that she's attempting to do to have access to this red here. She's continuing to try and break away at this 8, but on Influx's side, tearing down his level 9 and not setting up for many combos, but at this point, since he is in the lead, he doesn't necessarily need to.
Yeah, and Inphlox is holding out on a double blue early in the level here to try and create that sweet tea. The double blue did end up arriving at the most opportune time, so it was allowing for him to continue on and advance his
Oh,
board. Oh, I see. Not exactly wrong to place that yellow blue. You can see based upon the decision making and the speed of that, that's not exactly wrong to place it. But we take a look over at Larva's side, 527 into her level 9 here. But Inphlox looking to, here comes that excellent combo. Look at that. Lightning
beautiful.
bolt into a sweet tea from Inphlox.
Mm-hmm. And on Larva's side, has a really good board in order to tear down with a lot of combo plays, and that's exactly what she's doing, trying to maintain a even board here. Is behind right now, and with Influx just needing now 2 more viruses to be cleared, she has a lot of work. And barring RNG, it might be Influx's, and it is. At a
Ooh.
607, Influx takes the decider and the match.
But look at this setup from Larva. She was ready. Look at that huge drop
Yes.
combo that would descend. Man, yeah, I was hoping for that fat log in the middle or how she was able to drop that down. Just excellent play. I mean, I know all these players have been really improving and really putting on work behind the scenes. And it just absolutely shows seeing the brilliance of these players. Just fantastic work from Larva and Influx. But hey, folks, we're going to take a real quick break, getting ready for our next match. It's been an absolute pleasure. And you know what? We're going to have a couple more ready for you to stream. Don't go anywhere, folks, because this is the DrMC.